Okay, good morning, everyone. Michael Venezia, Monday, June 7th, a little after 11 o'clock Eastern. We'll get better with the time. There's a lot doing. Trade view markets. Let's log into TradeGate Hub. I'm going to spare everybody the normal, it's not going to happen a lot, the normal routine or stretching, if you will, or going through fundamentals or the calisthenics before gym when you wanted to play and all you had to do was stretch for a while, but it's necessary, but I'm going to spare you. Okay. This is where we came in today, a little bit on the elevated side. The indices, I'm not going to give too much away. We're somewhere in the middle. The Indu, yes, I know it's a boomer index, down 80, nothing. The comp's up. The VIX near the low, it's unchanged. Okay, so you get the picture on a Monday morning, but there's only 4 areas in the market that anybody would have to be worried about as an active trader or an active manager. I'm going to get into it a second. So as I said before, we came in, we're probably, you know what, we're probably still at this level right here, a little bit in the overbought territory. But like I said, it's still rotational. This board has green on it. Matter of fact, it's got more green than red. And you know what, in the right areas, Snowflake doing well, Fastly up 2.5. You know what, let's walk before we run and get into the into a routine here. Okay, so we're probably a little bit overbought as well. Fear and greed working into the bulls' favor. World sentiment, as I said before, we have offices and accounts in more countries than not. So this is for cocktail conversation for me with I don't trade ADRs, as everybody knows, but still I like to look. I like to be intelligent. S&P, as I said before, where's the S&P right now? Down 9, it's down 0.2%. So the S&P where we sit is probably, I have to stop that from retracting. The S&P is probably same. NASDAQ, okay. Back to stock picking or sector rotation. We'll get into that. Crude, I did short some UCO this AM. That was in the morning. I have to write that down. UCO. By the way, I know a UCO, a crude is making a 7-8 year high, whatever it is at this point. Actually, it's a 7-year high. Let me be specific and articulate. So it's a little bit of a fade right here. I showed the XOP just because I wanted a hedge, not because I'm looking for the fade, or I'm by no means, especially with a commodity, I'm not trying to pick a top, but you know what? It's worth a fade for me because you know what? I think if the market keeps going up, crude's going to go down. That's actually what's happening right now. Gold, I'm going to start bidding for some NUGT. The coach I'm going to ask the coach's help for that. I think I can win the battle with the gold stocks, but coach with the experience and on a macro view would definitely help me win the war. So I'm eyeing a couple of those. Nougat, I'll get back to that. And again, I'll have to write that down as well as UCO. So all of a sudden we're playing 2 commodities, crude and gold, but that's all right. Goldman, a little bit stretched. That's okay. Here's the most heavily shorted stocks. Go over the list. You should know most of them. Some of them have changed. Sector sentiment naturally. Okay. Semis, bottom left, semis high. All right. So Micron and Western Digital had a multi-year high due to cool off. Doesn't mean they're going to turn around. Well, it's yet to see if they, if this is it. But certainly they're apt to cool off, if you will, as edified by this chart. Mostly everything's in the middle. Oil producers, as I said before, that's why when the oil producers are near the high, and that's only because it's rotational. If everything else here was near the red, I wouldn't pick oil producers. Pardon, it's only because they're in rotation, and right now I think they're a little bit lofty. You know, that's more of a safe trade than an aggressive trade straight up, but I'm on it. Bull and bear near the top of the range, understandable. Today's calendar, you have to double click to get more of it. That was my scanner, pardon. Friday's movers, here we go. And this goes by percentage of the close. I posted this, early on in the morning. Leads. So hold on a second. Leads was Friday's biggest mover, but it didn't close anywhere near the high. But once again, the query that I posted had leads being number 1. So leads today, 50% volume. The stock's up 20%. The stock was up 40%. You know what I mean? It's, like I said, I should be giving you these, but I'm letting you know I wouldn't say action, where the movement is. Once again, even if you looked at it this morning from a 2-day range, leads back here, what is that at bottom left? $18 to $33. So I'm giving you a 99% move on a stock that's trading on Friday. Well, let's say 48 million shares. How much did Apple do on Friday? All right, 50 million shares. What did a Citibank do on Friday? Okay, half of it. So you get the picture. Walmart, with a little faint of heart. All right, there you go. So you know what I mean? That's we're giving you the movement. So Leads was number one Friday. NCTY, EH, we're in it. Mavis. All right. So Mavis finished in the middle of the range, but yet again, it was in our top 5 list. So what I used to do, and I'm going to do another webinar on this, what I used to do and how I go over this list and how I formulate a plan. But these are the top. So Mavis, what's Mavis doing today? All right, Mavis. Here's Mavis. All right, so Mavis is up 10%. It was up more. It's actually near the high. It's a Wall Street bet stock. It's going higher. I like it. You know what? I do like it. Ooh. Well, I'm going to tell you one of the ultimate compliments from a person that's been trading for 26 years in the move and has very little filter to do something. I wouldn't short it. That's a pretty decent compliment. We're going to try. Not to say shorting a stock like that is even worth or like patting myself on the back, but if it's trading that has range, that's the only reason why. Let's get back to it. Tiger, FUTU. Let's go to the weak side. BlackBerry, Workhorse, Tal. I've been saying it all week. Tal, the weakest stock on the board, and it's continuing to be the weakest stock on the board. It's cratering with volume. It's not done yet. But Tal in the range. So Tal closed at 30, opened at 28. From 28 to 25.60. That's a big move. From 25.60 to 27.5. Tal on 21 million, 3 times its normal volume. I told you about responsibility. You have to have a responsibility to watch that. Look at the other ones that are going. JMIA, Skills, Fubo. Oh, my God. All right. Get back to business. Okay, so anyway. These are the stocks, biggest range with losers. That's what we want. Relative volume leaders. Everything in order with relative volume. These are the stocks with relative volume near the high that closed on Friday. These were the weakest. Let's go to all above this, all the moving averages, high percentage trades, if you will. NVIDIA, the number one strongest stock in terms of macro, or at least with the highest market cap up there. So let's move on. And I post these every day, and I should. I do it for myself as well. But also, we also have, this working over here where I can go to alerts. And Sava, we've been long Sava for some time now. Sava, turbo brakes. Hold on a second. Sava's up 11. There you go. Sava's moving. So I have to go on and share the screen. Sava. What a chart. Right there for a triple top. Great relative strength. You're paying attention. Obviously, I had material news. I have responsibility to finish this, but I'm very happy that Sava went from 64 to 77. Hold on a second. Let's check that out. Trust me, I have it. I'll show it later. With that being said, I digress. That's new. So I'm showing Sava moving. DQ is moving. This is the moneymaker right here. Large range movers. Relative volume. What's the best on relative volume? Sava right there. Lebu. It's going because of Sava went. For those that are experienced and know, Sava is heavily weighted in the IBB. I bet you IBB went up the same. Okay, so that's an experienced play. Now you have to look what the tag alongs are with Sava. Marna, good. How about PACB with Sava? Same thing. You know, it's one thing if you can look at, oh, am I sharing? It's one thing if you can look at the screen and see, okay, I see that Sava is running. And you know what? You might not catch it because not really everybody has a buy stop to buy Sava. But I know that PACB goes with it. Or maybe right away I buy LABU, or I short LABD, or I buy the XBI. You know what I mean? All right, so getting back to that. That's another sector or stock I'm going to have to keep our eye on, Sava. Okay? Fundamental move. Well, let's look at the news as long as I'm teaching here. Let's go to the Sava news. I'm taking too much time. I don't really apologize because I got to find out what's going on with Sava myself. So this is what I do to follow Sava besides my feed. Everybody in here is I trust their info. So who's giving me the info right away? There you go. The FDA just significantly lowered the bar for future Alzheimer's drugs. ANVS. ANVS is on the screen right here. Oh no. Yeah, that's one I knew too. So ANVS went from 66 to 85. These are the ones. ANVS. I was watching it too. It's been on my screen. I didn't make that up. Oh, God help me. All right. We're up. Let's get down back to business here. We have to, okay. So these are my stocks. Early movers as of this morning. RMED, the low bingo in Mavis. Mavis worked, as we said. AHT's been hot all day. Uoni, we were in it, not anymore. Workhorse, Tilray. These are the stocks of the week. No surprise, EDU and TAL. So I post these every day once again. Upgrades and downgrades, we give them to you. Earnings calendar, we give it to you. Buckle up, have a nice day. Pre-market movers. In play, LEDs, Uoni. These are the movers. Fubo, highest option plays, okay? RKT high. Bingo I posted an hour ago. Where are you, Bingo? I'm not even going to say Bingo was his name. Bingo. Bingo, beautiful. What's Bingo doing? I like Bingo. A little bit on the frothy side, but I wouldn't short it. Sava, let's check back what we're doing. A pullback. The high is 76 to 73. By the way, if the news was bad and there were real sellers, from a stock that goes from, well, let's look at ANBS. Let's look at the tag along. All right, it's hanging in there. They might get halted in a second. So anyway, it's 11:20 bottom right, as you can see during lunchtime. So, you know, I wouldn't get caught in this. You know, if it's going to work, it's going to work. So you didn't miss it yet. If those are going to work, if those are going to work, not to be redundant. Let's get back to it. Okay, we said Bingo was his name-o. Gap down stocks, drunk, pen early, gamble, stocks trending in Wall Street bets. Okay. So I said before, and I'm going to wrap it up. There are only 4 things, well, now there's 5, that you should be worrying about in the market right now. Hold on, let me go back to what I'm going to be looking at this afternoon so I can get in. So this is my screen, on the right, biggest gainers with large range. So what's near the high right now? Lebu, obviously because of Sava. Fubo, been a monster all day. MGNI on the upgrade. Lilly, I don't have to read the news to tell me that it's also moving on the Sava news. XPR, so it's biotechs. What's weak on the weak side? VIPs, LABD, the Contra, DQ and energy stock. Turbo breaks down VIPs. We got to check out why. Why is that breaking down VIPs? Okay. No, VIPs I'm interested in. You know, so I know I'm not going to make $2.50, but VIPs right now with the highest volume it's traded all week. I'd like to see it. You know what? VIPs is going lower, but you missed the most of the trade. But you know what? It's going to take down the rest of the trade. Let's look at the Baidu near the low. JD near the low down at $1.60. Baba. Nah, VIPs is the one though. Well, I'm sorry, I'm not sharing the chart, but trust me. I have to look at this. What's the screen here? Okay. Okay. LEDs, FUV, Sava. What's weak? Extreme volume, bingo, VIPs. You get the picture. New daily lows, VIPs. LX, up yesterday big. Dash, breakdown. literally breaking out right here. And we'll finish at the high ones right here, the big movers I'm interested in. I'm interested in Fisker. You can't stop it near the high. Lebu, again, Sava. What's near the low? Nothing I'm interested in. API, the Chinese stocks are weak. So let me finish it up here. There are 4 sectors you got to be worried about right now in the market. Here, let me share. Then I'm going to wrap it up, and I mean it. The Wall Street bet stocks right here. AMC, GameStop, BlackBerry, Spice, AHT, and the other ancillary ones. Bed Bath and Beyond, naturally, SKT, even go as far as saying those REITs, MAC, they run deep, all these Wall Street bet stocks. So there's one sector. The second sector is right in the middle, and that's the EV sector. And why is the EV sector going that way? Well, first of all, it's natural that Tesla's down 14 or down 2%, and the other ones are weaker. And Tesla, by the way, is the weakest one out there, and that's because they're losing market share to all these other stocks, and that was evident in the GM news. GM, as we said before, yesterday was resting, or Friday. It's still resting. But GM is the reason why NIO is going, I'm sorry about the verbiage, nuts. CCIV, you can't stop it. Ride, same thing. XL, Workhorse. LI was the one to go first of all, by the way. That was the one showing the earliest, Tim would say, that one was showing the earliest relative strength, one of the best of breed above all the moving averages, had a big day and rested on the moving day average. You know what? That was a textbook trade, and I'm not in it. And when I get off the telecast, I'm going to be this webcast, I'm going to be a little bit more upset. And Fisker was number 2. All right, so there's the Wall Street bet stocks. You got them. Then there's the EV stocks. You got them. And then there's naturally RBLX, Upstart, and Path, the IPOs. Upstart, the second strongest stock on the board. RBLX, no different. But the strongest stock on the board, and now that I look at it, and I had looked at it in an hour or so, Nevada, first day with decent volume, first day down, stock has gone from 667, let's say, to 700. Has some volume today on the low. One day doesn't make a reversal, but it is a leader. And what I would do is when that happened, I go to the other ones. I go to AMD, naturally on the low. What's Intel doing? Well, it's down a half. It's not sexy, but let me go back to my screen. So that's the other area. Now the fourth area is going to be Andis and Sava. We're going to put those as hot stocks. For the more active trader, it's Leads and Bingo. Wall Street bet stocks are right here. The stocks, see this, Lizzie? This is a stock I should have been on. Lizzie Labrizzi. Huge move. Pulled back nicely. Didn't even give away half of the move. Rested once again on the 50 and the 200 day. I don't have a position from 650. It was only a matter of time. I mean, you have to be patient. But when the stock moves like that, has nice volume, and it's not a one-day wonder. This is a good company, as you can see in the middle here. It's not just a one popper. So Lizzie, I actually like. That was on my screen. I missed it. Space, day off, the day delay, still going, space. So, okay. So this is where we sit. The VIX is still unchanged, if you will. This is my universe. Snow looking good. Stocks like Fastly, up nicely. MGNI got an upgrade. Retail is in the middle of the range. Overstock. Bitcoin not doing anything. Citibank down a half. Morgan Stanley down $1. After going nuts, not interested. It should be down $1. It's healthy. Mavis. We got to watch it. You know what? Mavis goes to the bullpen right here. We got our interest in Mavis right under Sava. And if we're going to do Mavis, then we might as well put one of their partners, DDD. Why not, right? With Mavis? But Mavis has more juice in the punch bowl because it's a Wall Street bet stock. Spice, BlackBerry, AHT, EH. We need that to keep going for the family. I'm not going to lie. Pal going down now. Fast. All right, so I'm going to go back to my screen, and I'm going to go to what has range, volume. Naturally, I'm going to go back to TGH. Go back to my my Twitter feed, and like I said, my Twitter feed is about quality, not quantity. That's it. What's my latest thing? Michael Santoli. Now, if 5EB can get over resistance, I'm going to listen to Helene. Now, if 5EB gets over 160, now it goes in. Now that's that's going to do exactly what was the triple top? Oh, Sava. IBB is going to do what Sava did. So I'm interested in what the IBB is going to do going into the close. And I'm not too late, because if anybody trades bingo bullish, we like it. FDA requiring Biogen, Trinical, Amazon, CCIV, more calls, making new highs, NOx. Oh God, NOx. I don't like it. That's 28. I've been trying to catch. I caught NOx for a little bit. NOx, if it was good, would be right here. 65. NOx, not interested. Fuel cell, nothing. So, okay. Bottom line is we're entering a squeeze right in the middle, stock picking. So as I said, go back to TradeGate Hub. I'm going to post more in the afternoon. Look at the option flow. Who has earnings tonight? Let me do that. I have a responsibility to say that. Who has earnings? After the close, Marvell, it's going to coop a Stitch Fix. All right, so there are some movers. Stitch Fix, you don't want to be wrong there before the open. Nobody's sexy, but there's enough to move it. So you have to be aware that that's also your responsibility. All right, so anyway, we're approaching 11:30 Eastern January, so have a good day. Please post more on TradeGate Hub. No idea, no questions, bad. The more eyes, the better. I appreciate everyone's time. Trade well, have a plan.